We're going to make a breakfast that you probably haven't considered before. It's going to be very inexpensive, using lots of leftovers, but it's going to be quite a sophisticated, tasty dish. This potatoes that we're cooking is just a hash brown. It's going to accompany our okonomiyaki, which is a Japanese style dish. It's a Japanese dish, but I'm going to make a bastardization of it. I'm slicing these mushrooms off very thinly. These are very common button mushrooms, sometimes called a cremini mushroom if someone wants to charge you more money for it. Here's our thrifty hash brown. If you want to see the whole process for that dish, I have another video how to make a thrifty hash brown. Here we have cabbage. I'm thinly slicing the cabbage. And now roast beef. You're probably going to have roast beef left over in your refrigerator all the time. Here's our hash brown, the cabbage, some onion, very finely diced, the beef, and our mushrooms. Make sure you get everything off of the board. You paid for it. You don't want to waste it. Here we have some spinach. I'm going to make a nice fine chiffonade. If you'd like to see how to make a chiffonade or have some more explanation on it, I have a video how to chiffonade. This is actually grated Parmesan cheese. Now, bear in mind and pay attention that this is just an example of a technique, the way I'm binding these ingredients together. This egg and that cheese and also the cabbage all together and some spelt flour that I'm adding now are going to bind this up like a fantastically light pancake. The cabbage is going to make it very light and tender to eat. Notice how I'm sort of macerating it. Macerating means to, wilt, break down the vegetable. So I'm basically macerating the cabbage and binding everything together. So it's more of a mixture as opposed to just separate dry ingredients. Poured it into my nonstick pan, which is very hot, probably 3/4 of full temperature. And I'm just working with the back of the wooden spoon to make it nice and smooth on top. And you'll notice now I'm simmering at probably 0.5 of full. Oh, I botched it a little bit, but that's okay. It happens to the best of us. Sometimes it'll fold right in half on you. As long as it's in the fry pan, you're okay. You can fix it. I'm going to cut this into pie slices, if you will, and just serve it on a plate. And this is a rustic, it's really a relatively quick preparation and quick cooking time, and it's a great healthy meal that you can serve your family for breakfast with some hash browns. You're going to get a lot of nutrition here. It's quite light, not a lot of fat. It's actually a dish out of Osaka, Japan. I mean, this is a rendition of it. It's a bastardization, but it's only a great example of the technique. And you can apply this technique with all sorts of different ingredients. I would say as long as you have those bases, the cabbage and the egg and not the cheese and the flour, you can use whatever you like. They would use pork normally, whereas I use beef, but it does not matter. This is mayonnaise that I'm adding. Consider it a little dipping sauce. This is a sort of Japanese HP sauce, although they wouldn't like to hear me call it that. It's called bulldog sauce. A little sweeter, but it is an organic product, this one. Now I'm adding some seaweed flakes. And lastly, katsuo boshi, which is dried fish, katsuo, which is a member of the tuna family. And it's a little seasoning. Fantastic flavor. Very healthy and thrifty dish. Easy to make.